Ang Kababayan LA ay hatid sa inyo ng McDonald's. Anong mga bagong McCafe Espresso drinks? McDonald's na ba ang inyong bagong coffee house? Ang mga bagong McCafe Espresso drinks ay mabilis, masarap, at mas mura pa. Kahit saan, kahit kailan.
And just because they don't live in the Philippines doesn't mean they are detached from issues affecting our kababayans. Ngayong hapon sa Kababayan LA, kilalanin po natin ang US Pinoys for Good Governance. This is a group of kababayans individually trying to establish themselves here in the U.S., but collectively concerned about their birth country, wanting for the Philippines to improve as a nation. They call themselves US Pinoys for Good Governance.
It was originally US Pinoys for Noynoy Mar, and I'm the national co-founder of that movement. But now that Noynoy was elected, it morphed into US Pinoys for Good Governance, the purpose of which is to encourage good governance in the Philippines as well as in the United States. It's a national organization of Filipinos acting in good faith and hoping that we will have a better Philippines for all Filipinos.
The U.S. Pinoys for Good Governance held a town hall meeting last week at the Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles to discuss concerns that affect Filipinos and Filipino Americans. The group believes that though there are thousands of miles that separate Philippines and the U.S., issues are interconnected.
Well, I believe that we are a global economy right now, so there's really no more distinction between the Philippines and the United States. Whatever happens in the Philippines is we are affected by all of those events that are happening in our country. So it is critical, not even important, but it's critical for the Filipinos here in the United States to even be more involved with issues governing our country in the Philippines.
The discussion focused on key issues such as Medicare portability.
Basically, for Filipinos, there's no resistance. In fact, once they discovered that we're working for this, they said, please go for it because we're going home. The resistance actually is coming from the Americans, meaning the white group, as we call them, who, as you said, they don't want the Medicare to be brought to other countries because it's removing the employment from Americans. But we try to explain to them, this will lessen the cost on the U.S. government, because by bringing this portability to the Philippines, you will pay about a quarter of the cost to have it done in the Philippines as compared to the U.S.
One of the attendees, Barbara Gerlin, though non-Filipino, raised a valid concern about travel warning against the Philippines.
I was actually the founding director of the University of California Education Abroad program in the Philippines, which we had from 2001 to 2005. And unfortunately, it was suspended in 2005 when the U.S. State Department issued a travel warning for the Philippines. And even though I don't personally think that the Philippines is that dangerous, the travel warning is still in effect. And this means that our insurance is canceled and we can't bring our students. So I'm really, really hoping that with the new Philippine administration, and that's why I'm interested in the involvement of the consulate and other people, Philippine government working together with Filipinos in the diaspora to really try to influence the U.S. government to lift the travel warning, because that would enable us to have reopen our study abroad program and bring American students and Filipino American students to study there.
Congressman Hermilando Mandanas of the 2nd District of Batangas was on hand to listen to these discussions and promised to do what he can to address these concerns. What brings you here to this particular event tonight, this town hall meeting?
Well, really to find out what government can do for the Filipinos overseas, not only the U.S. citizen, but also those who are probably residents and to help, because of course they're Filipinos. No matter, even for those who are not citizens anymore, I consider them as still Filipinos.
But the biggest issue of the night was the Spratlys, a group of islands in the West Philippine Sea that has overlapping claims from several countries in Southeast Asia.
To talk about the Spratlys issues, this is a vital issue because it involves the future of so many Filipinos. The Spratlys is an archipelago of islands composed of about 750 small islands, but the total land area is only about 4 kilometers. So in terms of real estate, yes. In terms of visible real estate, it doesn't look much. But underneath this real estate is a lot of gold, black gold. So the Chinese are intruding into Philippine territory to exploit this gold. Now, the estimated production of oil in this area is about $50 billion a year. You can imagine how this can change the future of so many Filipinos. So the Chinese is using bully tactics, going inside Philippine territory, expecting no opposition. Of course, we can't beat them in terms of military might, but we can embarrass them before the world. That's one strategy.
Why? How do we embarrass them?
Well, you can't go into the territory of a small nation and take the wealth of that small nation simply because you have a big military. And if the world knows about this, then there is some pressure on them to stop what they're doing.
There will be a rally on Friday at the China consulate protesting China's actions in Spratlys. Everyone is invited to attend. For more information, log on to www.epeoplepower.ph. Mga kababayan, we have to be aware and we have to be involved. Dahil kung hindi po tayo, sino? At kung hindi ngayon, kailan? Marami pong salamat sa inyong panonood ng Kababayan LA. Ako po si Janelle So, ang inyong kababayan dito sa Los Angeles. I'll see you again tomorrow.